Hey everyone, so I have my bookshelf tour. Um, to forewarn you, it is not perfect. Of course, I do say ums and likes and stuff, and you will be seeing my fingers and other things. I can't help it. I think I'm just like the queen of mistakes for this, but I will say that a lot of you should know that I am new to this, and I'm sorry that it's kind of long. I didn't expect it to be so long, but you know what? If you guys continue, that's great. Be prepared to see a lot of craziness about me, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So, on to the bookshelf tour. Okay, so here is my one and only sad bookshelf, but you know what? It's still a bookshelf and it still works beautifully. And it also has some little quotes around my shelf, like, you want weapons? We're in a library. Books. The best weapons in the world. By the Doctor. Yes, I'm a geek when it comes to the Doctor. Doctor Who, that is. Anywho else. So we're going to start from right to left. I have them in categorized. All of them. Beautiful, beautiful categorizing. So let's go, shall we? So my first book that I have in my little bio section right here is Paranormal State by Ryan Bueller. Yeah. I know. Like the show. Haven't seen it in a while. But anyways, the next one is Princesses Behaving Badly by Linda Rodriguez McRobbie. Yeah, it's an art copy that I won from Kirk Books. Kirk Books. Ignore that. And the next little bio, and the last one, is on writing, A Memoir of the Craft by Stephen King. Even though the only book that I tried to read was, what was it? I think The Dead Zone. Yeah, I haven't really read any of his other books. But, moving on. The next book that I have are Great American Short Stories by various authors. This is my little short story collection thing right over here. And then right next to that is the Book of Celtic Verses, which is edited by John Matthews. I don't think it has a true authors in that. So, let's see. 1 second. Okay, so the next book that I have is The Collected Poems of Emily Dickinson. Yeah, I tried reading them. I think I need to, read them, like, get more in depth with it. But anyways, enough of that. Next book is Essays and Poems by Ralph, Ralph Waldo Emerson, just right there. Going on. The next book that I have is The Essential Tales and Poems of Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah. Oh, by the way, this little collection, I forgot to say that this is my, short story collection type thing. And the next book I have is The Complete Stories of by Flannery O'Connor. Funny story about that. I'll tell you later. The next book that I have is Vinaigrettes and Postcards, Writings from the Evening Workshop at Shakespeare and Company Bookstore, Paris, Fall 2011. And the authors are Aaron Bryan and Anna Pook. Crazy last names. And the final book that I have in my little short story section is The Braid of a Feather and Other Stories, by Judy Crone. And next up in this lovely bookshelf, right here, is my paranormal collection. So the first book that I have is Friendship Cemetery by Adele Elliott. The next one is Almost Demon by A.G. Solomon. Solomon. I'm so bad at that. And the two books in a little series is Alice in Zombieland and Through the Zombie Glass, both by Gina Showalter. My next book that I'll be reading this month is Ransom Riggs, Hollowed City. Oh yeah. I might have to post the link down below to my book review of Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Alright, anyways, next book that I have is Black Hole, the complete novel by Joseph A. Turcotte. And the next one is She Is Risen by Travis Adams Irish. That's a pretty cool last name. Irish. Travis Irish. Anyways, sorry about that. The next book that I have is House of Despicable Beauty by B.K. Birch. Yes. The following, I don't really think this is a paranormal. I think it's more like a time travel one. Time traveler type thing. I don't know. But I put it there. This book is The Shifters at 2040 by Amy Blackwelder. Oh, pardon me. And the last one is Wicked by Gregory Maguire. And one second again. Okay, on to my little classics, I like to call them. So, first book that I have is Much Ado About Nothing. And the next one is A Midsummer's Night Dreams. Both by, can you guess, Shakespeare. That's right. These are my two favorite ones because of the comedies, and I love, each one. And the next book that I have in my little classics collection is Little Dorrit by Charles Dickens. Yep. And the next one in my next and final one in my little classics series is not series, but collection. And it's Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Von. Yeah, Kurt Von. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop there. Alright, and this one is all by its lonesome. It's also a collective story, short stories. I figure, because it's art, to put it on its own. So the 4 stories that I have, I've already read 3 out of the 4. And the stories are Still Life by Joy Fielding, Grace by Richard Paul Evans, Hellbent by William G. Tapley, and Prayers for Sale by Sandra Dallas, which this one Prayers for Sale was an adorable, a very, very good book that I wish that I have an actual copy of. So yeah, moving on down to the second shelf, which I'm probably gonna have to jump to the next scene because I have some things to move. So okay, so on to the next one, which is probably, let me turn my light. Aha, much better. So the next book that I have in the second bookshelf, these are all drama type books. So I'm gonna start from right here if I can get this book out of there. Oh god, that's what happens when I squeeze in another book. Okay, so the first one that I have is, With Their Eyes, edited by Annie Thompson. It's about the views from the high school students during September 11th. So I got it for 25 cents over at my library's book sale. And the next book that I got, oh god, this is what happens. Okay. I'm probably gonna have to do a quick cut. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Okay, so I fixed that little problem. Alright, so the next book in my little drama series collection is Speak by Laurie House Anderson. And the last one in my little drama series is The Almond Tree by Michelle Cohen Crosty. Yeah. Alright, so so I got this book thinking, if you haven't seen my book haul, I got this book thinking that it was the actual book, but it's not, and that is The Rough Guide to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Marcus O'Dare. Yeah. And the next three little books, I think they're probably dealing with a little bit comedy right there. I think I'm just going to call it my comedy section. Maybe, maybe not. So the first one is Seema's Undergarments for Women by Ilana Stranger Ross. Yeah, it kind of taunted me to buy it, so I did. Anyways, on to the next one, which is Snoop by Susan E. Paul. And the last one is The Jane Austen Book Club by Karen Joy Fowler. Alright, so on to my lovey-dovey type books, which are Finishing Touches by Deanna Chris. Yeah. My next one is The Time Traveler's Wife by Audrey Niffniger. Lovey-dovey stuff. The next one is Unbearing Hope by Mary Wallace. Water for Elephants by Sarah Gurn. The Biology of Luck by Jacob A. Apparel. Sorry if I get that wrong. Confessions of a Shopaholic by Sophie Kinsella. And Split Ends by Kristen Billerbeck. Wonderful last names. People have like the craziest last names. Alright, so my next little book collection is like detective murder type thing. So I have, I'm going to start from here, the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo trilogy by Stig Larsson? Which is, of course, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, the girl who played with fire, and the girl who kicked the hornet's nest. Yeah, I was excited when I seen these three all together at my library book sale, and I had to get them all. So, yeah, moving on. The next one that I have is The Boys, Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Dead Men Kill by L. Ron Hubbard. Garnet Hill by Denise Mina. Deceptive Cadence by Catherine Gurar. And A Cure to Die For by Stephen G. Mitchell. I also have in that little pile, but it doesn't fit with it, which is The Best of Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. That's right. Love it. So, moving on to the next one. This one is kind of like a standalone. I don't know exactly where to put it as, not just as a YA book, but, So that is, of course, The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. And the next two books are, like fairy tale magical stuff, this one is my oldest book that I have, which is The Magician's Nephew by C.S. Lewis, and The Last Falcon by Colleen Rutan. And the next little section is like, kind of like middle school middle-age children type books. I mainly got, some of them for my nephew. I want to start reading to him, but yeah. So the first book that I have in that little section is Robot Army. Alright guys, sorry about that. I'm using my iPod to film this, so so I kind of caught up before I even got to this book. Well, no, during when I was doing this. So this book is Nick and Tulsa's Robot Army Rampage by Science Bob Pilford and Stephen Hawkinsmith. Yeah, this is the second book, and I guess in a little series. I won this through a giveaway, and the third book, I won the third book, and I now have to get the first book. Anyways, the next book that I have, which I need to start collecting again because this was my absolute favorite series, which is The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb by R.L. Stine. Goosebumps, man. Who does not love Goosebumps? Most of you 90s kids should know because, yep, that just shows my age right there. Anyways, the next book that I have is Stuart Little by E.B. Wright. I loved that, loved the book. The next book that I have is the Seashell Book of Time, Part 1, The Death of Innocence by Rusty Burr. Yeah, that name. Illustrated by Matt Curtis. And this one is a comic book, which is Smash Trial by Fire written by Chris A. Bolton and art by Kyle Bolton, which of course, they're probably brothers. They are, they could be cousins. And the last book that I got, hopefully that I'll read to my nephew, which is The Little Boy Who Was Precious by Reagan Chestnut, illustrated by Naomi Alright, so I have more books which kind of, spewed out over here, so I'll get to this one. So the next book, which is, of course, I think Dystopian, which is, of course, Divergent by Veronica Roth. Hold on one sec. This is going to be, one of those quick grabs. And I have the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants series, and plus the Sisterhood Everlasting, all by Anne Brashear, which which is of course about them growing up. The next two books are just like travel books that about England because I wish to go there. The next books that I have are my Winnie the Pooh series by A.A. Milne. Yeah, I was given these to have, and hopefully my nephew loved playing with these things. And I have the Oxford Dictionary, French Dictionary. I don't know why I put that in there. And also, if you see these on my bookshelf, these are not mine, of course. These are for my nephew, which are little stories, which is Penguins Can't Fly and Squeak the Lion. How cute is that? So yeah. So my last and final shelf consists of books I've already read. Yep, that is, or as you can tell, they're back and all of this. So I'll get to these as I casually throw them aside. Alright, so over here, my little pile right here is my classic section, all the books that I've already read. So the first one is, sorry about that, which is Black Beauty by Anna Sewell. I'm gonna have like a big mess. Get used to it. Okay. Dracula by Bram Stoker. The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgkin Burnett. One of my favorite classics is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. And my all-time favorite classic book, Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. And my big book of all of Jane Austen's novels, all 7 of them. Yep, that's a big one. And it kind of hurts. And I should probably move that because I can, don't totally, fingers, sorry about that. And give me 1 second. Okay, so, sorry, I've been I'm a little messy, so, okay, moving on. The next book that I have is Psych, A Mind is a Terrible Thing to Read by William Rapkin. Yeah, I'm a big Psych fan. I know I'm a dork, but I love it. And the next book that I have is The 90 Diaries by Emma McLaughlin and Nicola Kraus. The next book that I have is P.S. I Love You by Cecilia Ahern. Ahern? Yeah. And the next book that I have is Murder in Eden by Helen Goodman. The next one that I have is The Secret Life of Bees by Susan Monkid. I have The Life of Pi by Jan Martel. The Kite Runner by Khalid Hassani. A Northern Light by Jennifer Donnelly. Instacraft, Fun and Simple Projects for Adorable Gifts, Decor, and More by Alison Caprimo, and photographs by Murali Patel. Yep, I'm sorry if I butchered those. And these right here are all my little biography books. So the first one that I have is The Pursuit of Happiness by Chris Gardner. The Happiness Project by Gretchen Rubin. Under the Tuscan Sun by Frances Mays. Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert. As you can tell, I really have dove into this book. It is like my Bible in some ways. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but anyways, moving on. Committed, also by Elizabeth Gilbert. Faithiest by Chris Steedman. French Women Don't Get Fat by Mirelli Gilano. Yeah, again, with that name will forever haunt me. And Walk in Their Shoes, Can One Person Change the World by Jim Zarowski with James S. Hirsch. Alright, so my next little collection is all, of course, dealing with series and all that. So I have One for the Money by Janet Evacourage. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. Oh yeah, awesome book. Where the Heart Is by Billy Letts. And these books are just are like extras. Like I have This Is Not a Book by Carrie Smith. I even have Wreck This Journal, also by Carrie Smith, which I need to get to those. All these are textbooks. Well, these aren't. That I used for school. Like, I took acting 1 and 2, and this was my former English textbook. And I have, other stuff that really isn't important. I even have this Don't Judge Me Twilight Director's Notebook. Yeah, don't judge me. You probably are judging me, but anyways, enough of that. So, right here are all my Harry Potter series, which I think you all know what it is, which is I have the Sorcerer's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban, Goblet of Fire, Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, and the Deathly Hallows. And I have my Hunger Games trilogy, which of course, the Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and Mockingjay. And, of course, I also have a hardback copy, too, of Catching Fire. My sisters had given me these of both hardback copies. And I have all of my Twilight series, including the novella by, of course, all by Stephanie Meyers. Oh my god. Well, you should all know. Anyways, I have Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn, plus the short second life of Bree Tanner. And I also have The Host by Stephanie Meyers. And the last few books that I have are The Bones Season by Samantha Shannon, and the Bridget Jones trilogy, well, 2 of 3, which is Bridget Jones's Diary and the Bridget Jones: The Edge of Reason, all by Helen Fieldings. And if you guys don't know who Harry Potter is by, along with the Hunger Games, then I feel sorry for you guys. But no, of course, all this the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling and the Hunger Games trilogy by Suzanne Collins. So, yeah. On to my next scene. Yay! You've reached the end of my little bookshelf tour and my craziness. And, yeah, it's not perfect, like I've mentioned earlier. But still, I hope you guys enjoy this. I had to redo this so many times. Yeah. And when I finally got going on it, I, managed to hang on to whatever I can. So, if you want to, you guys can comment, letting me know what books that I should add to my bookshelf, and what kind of books that you want on your bookshelf that I show you. And if you want to, you guys can subscribe. I won't hold it against you. Maybe I will. Watching you guys. No, I'm kidding. Again, I'm sorry. Well, yeah, I'm sorry that this is a long video and kind of craziness, but what can I do? So I hope you guys have a good night, day, whatever you are, and I'll see you next time. Bye!